If you're a creator, you know the feeling all too well. You pour your heart and soul into a video, you hit that publish button, and then it just vanishes into the algorithm's black hole. So today, we're going to build an actual actionable playbook to show you how to not just survive, but really thrive on YouTube in 2026.
First things first, let's get grounded in reality with one single, kind of stark number. As of this year, 2026, the competition for any given keyword you can think of on YouTube has jumped by 50%. That's in just 2 years. So for every single view you're trying to earn, the crowd you're fighting against is way, way bigger than it's ever been.
And all that intense competition, well, that's what creates what a lot of experts call the algorithm void. I mean, think about it. For just an average keyword, you could be up against 750,000 other videos. So it's really no wonder that just getting your stuff seen feels like you're shouting into a hurricane.
But you know, getting seen is only half the battle. There's this other hurdle, one that people often forget about, a really complex legal landscape that can stop a channel dead in its tracks if you're not ready for it.
See, here's the thing. The platform's automated systems, they're fundamentally built to protect the big copyright holders first. And what that means for you is that your content, even if it's perfectly legitimate, can get claimed, demonetized, or even taken down, and then you're the one who has to prove you did nothing wrong. So in a world that is this crowded and this complicated, how does anyone actually make it? Well, the answer isn't some secret hack or a cheat code. It's about deeply understanding and mastering the two big systems that basically control your channel's fate. Okay, so let's build that foundation. To really truly succeed, you have to get fluent in the two main languages of YouTube, the language of the algorithm and the language of the law. Now this is a huge mindset shift, and it comes straight from Todd, who's the head of product for discovery at YouTube. He explains that we usually have it all backward. The algorithm isn't trying to find viewers for your video. It's trying to find the absolute perfect video for each individual viewer.
And that means the algorithm's ultimate goal isn't just about short-term stuff like clicks. It's playing the long game. It is optimizing for long-term viewer satisfaction. The real questions it's asking are, did this person have a good experience? And even more importantly, are they going to come back tomorrow?
And this is where it gets really interesting, right? When you put these two systems side by side, the algorithm is constantly asking, does this video satisfy this viewer? But at the same time, copyright law, specifically the idea of fair use, is asking a totally different question. Have you transformed existing content into something new? Think of this flowchart as your legal cheat sheet. Seriously, it's built from analyzing dozens of real US court cases. So you can literally trace the path. Does your video use copyrighted work? Yep. Is it for, say, criticism or commentary? Yes. Does it shift the focus away from the original piece? Yes again. Following these steps helps you figure out if your work is likely to be considered transformative and, protected. All right, so we've cracked the why. It's all about viewer satisfaction and legal transformation. So now, let's get practical. Let's dive into the how. This is your step-by-step playbook for actually getting discovered.
A really strong SEO strategy is built on these 7 pillars. Now, they're all connected, but we're going to zero in on the 3 that give you the biggest and most immediate impact: your title, your thumbnail, and how you actually use the data that they generate. So let's start with the very first thing of your C's.
Your title. This is, without a doubt, the single most important piece of text for getting found. And you don't need to reinvent the wheel here. Using proven formulas like these helps you write titles that line up perfectly with what people are actually typing into that search bar.
Next up, your thumbnail and title have to work together like a tiny little advertisement to earn that click. But how do you know if your ad is actually any good? Well, knowing the benchmark for a good click-through rate in your specific niche helps you see if you're on the right track or if you need to go back to the drawing board.
So how do you actually improve that click-through rate? Well, you do it by following these best practices. Just look at the image on this slide. You've got the expressive face, the bold, simple text. These aren't just artistic choices. They are strategic decisions that can dramatically increase the chance that someone clicks your video instead of the one right next to it. And hey, here's a super quick technical tip, but it makes a huge difference. Always produce your videos in a standard 16:9 widescreen format. This just makes sure your video fills the screen perfectly on every device, from a phone to a TV, without any of those distracting black bars.
Okay, so you've done your research, you've written the perfect title, you've published your perfectly optimized video. Great, but now the real work begins, listening to what your data is telling you.
Your analytics, they're not just a report card, they are a roadmap for what to do next. This table shows you exactly how to turn those data signals into real action. For example, if you get a ton of impressions but almost no clicks, that's a sign your title or thumbnail isn't working. High clicks but everyone leaves right away, your content didn't deliver on the promise you made.
But hold on. Before you get totally lost in every single percentage point, you have to consider this really important question that comes straight from the team at YouTube. A 20% CTR sounds amazing, right? But it only got 10,000 views. The 5% CTR, on the other hand, reached 10 times as many people. The goal isn't a perfect metric on a spreadsheet. It's about maximizing your reach and your impact.
So look, here's the bottom line. Use your metrics as a guide, for sure. But always measure your success against what you're really trying to do. Are you reaching more of the right people? Are you building a community that wants to keep coming back? That's the stuff that really matters.
All right, let's bring this all home. We've dug into the systems, we've laid out the strategy, so let's put it all together into one single approach that will pull you out of that algorithm void and get you on a clear path to growth.
See, success in 2026 isn't about finding one little secret trick. It's a holistic approach. It's a combination of deeply understanding the rules of the game, having a systematic strategy for getting discovered, and then constantly listening and adapting based on the feedback you get.
So I'm going to leave you with this one final thought. Instead of constantly asking, what does the algorithm want from me? The much more powerful question is, what does my viewer truly value? Because answering that question and delivering on it, well, that's the real key to escaping the void.